What's up, y'all? What's going on? It's a beautiful day out here. Sun blasting. The air's fresh. I love the summer. That's what's up. So, as of right now, we got a bombing in France, upheaval in the U.S., and now we have a military coup in damn, where that military coup at? Turkey. Turkey done had a military coup today. So we got a civil war in the U.S., a civil war in Turkey, and a civil war in France. So we have civil wars going on worldwide, all around the world. And it's ironic that the movie Civil War, Captain America came out. And it's just, it's amazing how you have a divine reality behind the reality that we know behind the scenes. So I think it's very interesting what's going on, and we definitely need to watch out because it's gonna get real serious. And in my last video, when I spoke on how to destroy the system of white supremacy overnight, I wasn't making light of the trials and tribulations that we're gonna have to go through. It's gonna be rough, but from a dualistic perspective, this is spiritual warfare. So that's why I say we already won. No matter what we going through, it might seem hard, but we done already won. So it's all good. So that's good. So yeah, it's a lot going on. So that leads me to what I want to talk about, which is martial law. Okay? My question is, with martial law, if any of y'all can answer, and I really already know the answer. This is a rhetorical question, but I'm definitely interested in y'all feedback. How does martial law apply to the indigenous population? I know how it applies to citizens, but please answer the question for me if y'all can in the comments. How would martial law even apply to us? It doesn't really affect us in any type of way, because our law, we are the law, and we go back before this country was even constructed. So, and also in the Constitution it says, regardless of what national emergency, the Constitution will always be intact and it cannot be violated. So, from my research, it don't matter what executive order is passed by Obama. It doesn't matter if somebody say we in martial law, they still gotta abide by the Constitution. With that being said, they're not doing that. And the reason why they're not doing that is because we're not enforcing the law. So I want to talk about the law enforcement. We the law enforcement. Indigenous people. Indigenous, melanated, black, however you want to call it. We are the law. And we're supposed to be enforcing the law when these people come with these silly codes that have no authority over us. So you have law enforcement and you have code enforcement. The police, the ones that's locking us up, dealing with codes and statutes that are unconstitutional, they're not law enforcement, they're code enforcement. So knowing that, and knowing that codes and statutes that aren't constitutional can be ignored and they're null and void of law, we got to pretty much give a law class when we go to court, when we deal with these folks. If we go to court, we got to do that, you know? So we should know our proper place. Our proper place is we are the law. We're the real law enforcement. I know that sounds crazy, but yeah, when you go in court and you put these folks on point, you tell them what time it is, you tell them, nah, that's unconstitutional, and I'm not bound to respect that. I'm not bound to follow that law because it's unconstitutional. That's being a law enforcement. That's being law enforcement. But like I said, these police, they're strictly code enforcement. So that brings me to another point. We who know who we are, knowing that we are not under the jurisdiction of this de facto government, we do a lot with paperwork, and we try to, put stuff on, put the courts on notice and saying we gotta file this, we gotta do this, so they could recognize who we are. But can someone please explain to me, because from what I'm seeing, we ain't gotta do none of that. And the reason why we don't have to do none of that is because, let me put it like this. Say for instance, somebody kidnap you, beat you up so bad to where you lose your memory, but everybody know you got kidnapped. Everybody know that person is kidnapped. The way they got us in this country right now is they got us acting like the kidnap victim. Everybody know that we was kidnapped. Everybody know that we was beat and we lost our mind due to the abuse. The whole world knows this, but they got us really thinking that the only way we can justify our claim is if we prove where we were kidnapped from, or we prove where our home is. Does that make any sense? It don't make no sense to me. So like I say, that's like a kidnapped person. Everybody know that this person on the block kidnapped a child. Everybody know this. Everybody know that that person on the block abused that child. Let me put it like this. The international community is the block. Okay? The United States or Europeans, let's call them the kidnapper. Let's call the melanated brothers and sisters of this continent the kidnapped or the victim. They got us thinking that the only way we can prove our case or the victim can get some repair is if we prove where we were kidnapped from. That don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. A kidnapped person is a kidnapped person. If everybody know that this person committed a crime, it doesn't matter where the kidnapped person was taken from. It is what it is. So I hope that kind of makes sense. My point, we don't have to put in this paperwork and try to find out, oh man, let me get my bloodline checked. Let me find out what part of, am I from was my tribe from Alabama? Was my people from Mississippi? Was my people from South Carolina? Where was my tribe from? Why would we And then we got to justify that. We got to go to the same people, the same government that enslaved us to prove that we was enslaved. They know what they did. They know that everything they did was unlawful. The entire international community knows what the United States Corporation, what they did and what they're doing now is unlawful. So we don't have to prove none of that. We don't have to prove none of that. The stuff that's going on in the United States right now with all the race, with all the racial stuff, it's a distraction. This country is on its last leg. Matter of fact, the system of white supremacy is on its last leg globally. So to play it off, to get ready for the Civil War, they have to act like it's some race shit popping off. When, yeah, it is. It's always been some race stuff popping off. But that ain't why they getting these. That ain't why martial law about to pop off. Martial law popping off because all over the planet, it's a rap for white supremacy. So I just wanted to say that, get that little 2 cents right there. That's my 2 cents. Instead of us spending time trying to legitimize our claim, saying where we from in Georgia, where we from in South Carolina, trying to prove that, it doesn't matter. We're indigenous to the entire planet. The entire planet knows what crime has been committed. So this ain't nothing that we gotta try to figure out. Everybody knows that we are the original Americans. Everybody knows this. The entire world knows this. So that ain't nothing that we have to prove anymore. So let's stop trying to put so much emphasis on trying to prove it to ourselves. Because that's really what we're trying to do. We're trying to prove it to ourselves. The whole world already knows this. So let's stand on our square. Let's know who we are. And we ain't got to prove it to ourselves because the whole world already knows. So how about we walk in it? We spend more time on trying to justify our nationality instead of just building the nation. Just building it. Yeah, it is what it is. It's all good. We just gotta stop trying to prove it to ourselves. You know? Alright, y'all. Ray, I'm out. Peace.